Hi, hello, good evening. So, this video is going to be Serpent Repents. Now, this is going to be, again, while everything I talk about is, in the scheme of things, I guess, basic. It is quite level. It's base code, meaning that if you want to get to the bottom of it, I'm showing you it. I'm showing you the bottom. Okay? Then what God has to show you through your mind of Christ, which has been given to you as a free gift. Some call it the Comforter, which I certainly do because it brings me comfort. You're going to see things beyond your wildest dreams. All right? But you can't get there until you repent. Because you won't get there until the world is dead to you. All right? And that leads a lot of people into the idea of the ego and getting their backs up, and like the feline spirit, you get your back up. You don't like to be talked to like that, right? But you're a serpent. You eat dust. That's what you do. You eat dust. You eat the dust of your fathers and your grandfathers and your grandmothers and your schooling and your vivid imagination. Oh man, you've created all kinds of wickedness in there. Yeah. So then, see, some of you, I know I can see it. You right there. You don't like that I'm not including myself in this. Well, I would agree with you because all men are liars. All men. So what that means is, as I tell you this witness, what do? You then pray to God, right? You claim, and I always say you claim because everybody tells me that they're following Christ, and yet I'm looking around and I don't see that many that I recognize through speech, through tone, through understanding. So then I look down and I say, okay, you must be way down the path still, which is fine. That's great, but I just want to make sure that you're not meandering, acting as a serpent, going back into the world because that pleases you more. And let me tell you something. Think about this. If somebody gets bored, they will find anything to fill their mind with noise, because to sit in silence, that wickedness bubbles up, and that's it. They can't live with that. But what I'm telling you is you don't have to live with that. You repent, you change your mind, you give your mind to God, which then in turn gives you the Comforter, the mind of Christ, which then lets you stop eating the dust and the lies of your fathers. The sin is stopped because you have stood up and you have stood on the water, right? The world, the wall. You no longer stand in with the masses. You stand with God alone, all right? So then look at serpent. Look at repents. It's the same letters, different meaning, all right? Different intent, all right? When I say intent, the idea of an intentment, the idea of what truth are you containing within this structure, this tent. So when I show you those videos, the line drawings, the last two I've done, the last two I've done, well, pretty much all of them, they're all showing you an intentment. They're showing you an encapsulation of an idea, whether it be an audible idea, something you hear, or something you see with your eyes. You see a picture which is displaying a scene. That is the idea that's in your head. You're going to call it something. You're going to say that depicts something. And then what are you going to do if you don't know the truth of the matter? You're going to fill in all the blanks with imagination. Right? So there's nothing that's put up just to take up space or to take up your time, because the last thing I'm going to do is steal time from you, because time is the absolute only currency you have in this place. Every minute, every second, every number that you take out of your life to give to somebody, you won't get back. So make it count, okay? Repent. Be given the mind of Christ. Be given the true tone. Be put on your line, on your true line, your straight and narrow path, and you will be brought into all understanding. You will be brought into all truth. All right? Again, all men are liars. God alone is true. All right. So let's keep going. I wanted to show you this only because you're going out into the midst of those that know this. So then when you say, oh, that's this system or that system, that's anti-God or anti-this. Well, yeah, you're right from a point. But if you're not as wise as a serpent's, how then can you tell other people, hey, watch out, there's a serpent? Or in fact, you're a serpent. See, because that beam's been removed from my eye. So now I'm looking at you, and now I can say, in true judgment, you are a serpent. You are a liar, and your father is lie. And you do the will of your father. All right. So then look at this. This is again going back to the idea of the Zion or the mind. The reason why I keep telling you about the 7 code, the idea of that, because everything is 1 through 9, with the idea of the I-O being the bit that you either turn on or you leave alone. Remember the 0, if you don't take concern for it, you pick up that pearl with the truth contained, you put it in your satchel so that you can sling it against the Goliaths of this world when they go to lie to you. You say no, boom, truth of God hits you right in the noggin. Out. Right? So keep on trucking. Here we go. Same thing. Like I say, please understand that you must reduce everything to below that threshold. All right? It must be, because the 9 is the idea of the tet, like the idea of the tet offensive. That is when something goes into you and it is truth. You stand on it. That is your cornerstone. All right. Now, should your cornerstone be built upon anything but Jesus Christ and the truth, that you will be given the mind of Christ, and that you will do greater things than those even you think possible, because that's what God told you would happen. I'm not telling you that. That's what God told you would happen. I'm just letting you know, just a reminder. All right. So looking forward, please remember, now you see I reduced everything down. See, this is all after the fact. All right. Once you understand, once you've been given Christ's mind, this is just like I can read this up here just as easy as I can read this. Because once you understand the intent and the idea of a thought and its build up to an action, meaning that everything in this place can be observed. All right? A thought can be observed to the action, because that action is going to either be concerned for something that doesn't matter, i.e. a hoax or some other stuff we've talked about ad nauseum. Or it can be for a truth, which leads you to another truth, which is the idea of picking up the maple leaf, picking up the bee, looking at the salt flat, and seeing that in all those things there's similarities. And those similarities lead to the truth of the matter. And there is one there, I just gave it to you. You'll have to go out and look, though, to actually see it for yourself. Let me keep going. you reduce that again down to just the number. They both wind up being 34, but you knew that, right? I.e. 7. All right. This is the idea, is if you take the understanding, if you serve these two masters, if you think that you can repent and live to spread the gospel of Christ, that's what your job is here, by the way. There's the job that you know, to make the currency to just get around in this place, but there's the true job, the meaning of life, and that is to spread to others how you got that life so that they can put it to the test. Nobody is going to take that step, all right, with somebody else. They've got to do it alone. So you can lead them to the water, but if they walk on it, well, that's in God's hands. Because you can't judge the heart of men, just their actions. So then you see that this is then the 7 code, the idea of the 21, the blackjack, the idea of if you go into concern, and I told you that before, this 21 code. I told you that before. If you go into the idea of the serpent, the sine wave, the water, the sin, the sine wave, remember S-I-N-E, E is you, man, 5. You attach yourself to sin, you are the Eve that went ahead and bit on this guy's junk. That's all it is junk. You bit on his junk and you liked it, so you kept going for it. And that's why you live in the world of lies in which you will never find any truth in there. Period. End of story. Once you repent, you are returned. You are given that one back. Meaning, hey, here you go. What do they call that in golf? A mulligan or whatnot? Yeah, here you go. Take the one back. Stop doing that. All right? Sin no more. No, scoot. All right? So then this is where I'm worried about itchy ears, and I'm worried about everything else, because the truth of the matter is your toes in the grass, your toes in the dirt, your fingers in the soil, your fingers on a tree. That's where the truth's going to start to come to you. All right? All right? To repose with God. Silently. Let your mind go quiet. Stop occupying it with nonsense and let God speak, and you just listen. And then all those observations you made outside, understanding. Yeah, because you do need to stand under God's truth, by the way. You know, you will bow. This is the time you bow. All right? This is the time you lose the ego and you bow. All right? Because if you can't even bow to God, like I said before, then what's the point? You have become God. You decided you were God. So then I'm not even talking to you. All right? Because you're this dude. You're the serpent who continually eats your own tails. All right? So just remember, the same letters, the same code, the same idea. However, it just depends on who you are. Are you the one that is as wise as a serpent, or are you the serpent? All right. So anyways, you know, I want to end it on this note. That absolutely everything else that I do and show you here is just on top of this. This is the base truth. This is the base truth. See, law was given by Moses, but grace and truth are given by Jesus Christ through the Comforter. Don't take my word for it. Don't believe me. Go do it yourself. Go ask yourself. Go for once in your life naked to God and ask for that truth to be revealed to you. And when that happens, you'll know it. All right. So cheers, man. I'm about to take a tokes. Bye-bye.